Coach, I know you're not going to like the fact that you gave up a 3-0 lead, but you did fight back to get a point. Half glass full, half glass empty. How do you look at it?
Yeah, it's certainly a disappointing game for our team, especially having the lead against the team above us in the standings. That you really need to try to maximize every point you can right now. So that element was definitely is disappointing. It is good that we did find a way to fight back to at least get that point. But yeah, it certainly was not one of our better efforts of late, that's for sure.
Did you feel the team ran out of gas after playing last night, or was that a non-factor?
Yeah, I mean, you could easily make that excuse, but I think it would be too easy. I think we were just a little sloppier than usual. Whether that's travel, whatever. I thought we could have played. We could have been better in a lot of areas. We could have been better offensively. We could have been better defensively. We could have coached better. We had a couple of miscues. Just guys not knowing what to do coming out of the penalty box, and that's on me and our staff, and we got to be better than that.
Points in 4 straight games, though, that's a positive. What have you noticed from the hockey club as you've taken over the interim role on the bench here?
Yeah, we certainly have found ways where when the analogy I've used is you're allowed to take a punch in a fight. The other team's allowed to make some good plays. So we haven't really, when you make a mistake, or in Saginaw the other night, they scored 2 goals early. You stick with it, and then you find a way to get one in and get the tide going back in your favor, so to speak. So we've competed a lot harder. We've tried to simplify our game. I think maybe we got away from that a little bit in certain spots, but guys are playing hard, and we certainly appreciate that. You need, for us to be successful, for any team to be successful, you need contributions from everybody, and when we do that, we're a tough team to play against.
I want to ask you about a few of those players. Ryan Abraham gets 2 more goals today. He had a pretty good game, 3 points in Saginaw last night. How has he impressed upon you of late?
I think he's totally taken his game to a completely different level than I've seen from this point this year. I mean, obviously, I've heard a lot of really good things about Ryan from the previous years. For whatever reason, things, wasn't, I don't think, his best first half of the season. And then he went into a long scoring drought, was playing well coming out of the scoring drought, but just wasn't getting any production, I felt like. And then once he got that first goal, you can almost see a big weight shift come off of his shoulders. And ever since, he's produced in, I think, every game but maybe one. And these last 2 games, he's been skating, he's been competing, he's been really effective for us.
I know you've worked with a lot of young players, draft-eligible players, coached at different levels. What makes Liam Greentree so special?
He's a fantastic kid. First and foremost, he's an outstanding individual, high compete level, but then his hockey sense, his deception game is at an elite level. He's got an elite shot. When you have multiple elite characteristics, you're going to find a lot of NHL teams interested in you. And, again, being in that role, I certainly wouldn't be shocked to see him walking on stage in June.
AJ Spacy has picked up his game of late, too. What have you noticed from him?
When he's at his best, he's skating. He's obviously a fantastic skater, great athlete. He's been taking the puck to the net a little bit more here in recent games. And when he's playing with some physicality in his game, he's an intriguing prospect, and he's a real effective player for us. And I think especially the last 2 games, he's been moving his feet really well, and his threat of speed against opponents it can create a lot of confusion or trouble on defensive teams, or defensively for the other team.
How has Cole Davis grown in the short time that you've known him?
I mean, yeah, going into preseason training camp, I thought he was outstanding. I didn't really know much about him. A good close friend of mine tipped me off that you're going to probably like this guy, and he had a fantastic training camp. Meanwhile, he did it with a ruptured spleen. So I think he's been outstanding for us. It's not totally shocking to me that he was right up at the top of rookie scoring. He went through a little bit of a lull himself here, but now he's got goals in back-to-back games. We had a little chat a couple days ago in practice just about trying to get back and just get that one goal, similar to Ryan, get that one goal to let the monkey off the back. And yeah, fortunately, he's got goals in back-to-back games now, and he's a skilled, smart, competitive player. And I think he's only going to get better and better in his time here.
Chris Newberry has joined you on the bench. Talk about his addition to the team.
Yeah, it's great. Whenever you can have somebody that's got NHL experience, it's a great addition to the staff. But he's also gone back and coached minor hockey. He's coached in the OJHL as well too. So he's been a real good addition. He's been really working with our faceoffs. He's a guy who, our centers on faceoffs, a guy who took a lot of pride in winning faceoffs all the way through his career. So that's an area that, as a group, we need to try to find a way to become better at. I think he can certainly help us there. And obviously, he's only been here for 4 days, so we're trying to feel each other out and just create, see how things go. But so far, through the first 4 days of knowing each other, I think the relationship's been really good. I think we see the game a very similar way, which is nice. And we both like to be at the rink and like to work and grind to try and get better.
Coach, as we turn the page on 2023 and look to 2024, what are you focusing on as we start the new year?
The same cliche. I know it's as cliche as it is, but we just have to find ways to keep getting better. We're a young team, and there's going to be some growing pains inside of that, but we have to try to find ways to each day get better and see that there's still enough runway to claw our way out and try and track down and chase towards a playoff spot. That's what we're going to do with everything in our power.
On the goal that Greentree scored, how was that a display of his great hockey sense in addition to the obvious tools that he has?
Yeah, he's such a smart player, but he's also, his deception game is so good. He's able to show something to make the opponent think he's doing something and then go somewhere else with it. And it's really at an ultra elite level. Like, there's not very many players anywhere that have a deception game like that. Even NHL players don't necessarily have the deception skills that he has. So I think that's a huge part of his game. And then when you can combine that with an elite shot, he's obviously scored a lot of goals in a short time frame here in the OHL.
And with Davis, obviously he found a great shooting area on his goal today, but what is it about just that quality shot that he has and the ability to then find the space to get that off?
Yeah, he's got a quick release, but he also has some deception with his release point out of his stick blade as well too. Like, he can release like he's going to one spot in the net, and then the last minute it goes back somewhere else. And maybe he's not nearly as big or as big of a presence as Greentree, so maybe people don't know him quite as well. Maybe they don't anticipate the shot coming that quick, and it's a quick, accurate, deceptive shot. He's a really skilled player with a smart IQ as well.
As you look to the second half for Anthony Cristoforo, what are his key objectives, do you think, in the second half here?
Yeah, Anthony's a fantastic kid. I love his energy on the bench, and he's very competitive. So when he's engaged in a game, it makes him that much more of an effective player. He's got an elite stick. That's a big part of his game. I think the last 13 games, I think he's really stepped up and been a big leader on our team. He logs almost 30 minutes a night, which is a lot. Some nights it's probably too much, but he's a really important part of our team.
As you look at the first half of this season in this division, what have been the biggest surprises, you think, just as you've competed against some really great teams so far?
Yeah, I don't know that there's necessarily surprises. The Western Conference is always very strong. It's deep from top to bottom. I mean, we're still, unfortunately, in the basement, and I don't think that we're necessarily the easiest team to play against. And we're going to certainly try and claw our way out of it. I think every game against anybody is tough. I know it's easy and cliche to say that, but it's true. Like, there's not a lot of easy nights right now. There's a lot of good players in the league. We just have to continue to find ways to win hockey games, and they're not going to be easy, especially in the back half of the year.
The trade deadline is coming up in 10 days. What message do you give to the players so that they tune out the outside noise, if you will, and just focus on the game?
Yeah, honestly, we're just trying to focus on getting better as a team. Those are things that are completely out of our control. If we make certain trades, it's not going to change the mindset of our club, which is going to try to get better every day and push towards trying to make a playoff spot. If there's new players come in, great. Hopefully they'll come in and we'll ice a team that we think is competitive enough to win hockey games. And if the same group is here, we're going to keep pushing forward. And we certainly feel like we're capable of playing with anybody. And if we do find a way to track down a playoff spot, I don't think we're going to be an easy team to play against in the playoffs.
Coach, sellout crowd today, great atmosphere. What's your message to the fans for 2024?
What a great show of support from our fans today. They were lively. They gave us a lot of energy, and it was fun to play in front of a sellout crowd. So outstanding work by our staff to make sure we had the building sold out. We're disappointed that we couldn't get them to win with as much support as we had. But we are going to try everything we can to make sure that we have a team that they're proud of, and again, try to push towards giving them more nights like this and more opportunities to cheer.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm Dan Gemus, CEO of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. When you think real estate in Windsor and Essex County, think of the Dan Gemus Team. We're here to help every step of the way. Learn more at dangemus.com.
AJ, that was a tough one today. What'd you think of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't our best effort, but I mean, we got up early and then we kept fighting the whole game, but it just didn't go our way at the end. But we got a lot of the season left still, so we just got to keep going.
You scored last night. You almost scored again today. I think you got a piece of a Ryan Abraham shot. What's been going well for you of late?
Yeah, I think just over the break, it was a good reset for me, just off a slow start at the beginning of the year, and I kind of got to find my way and just pick it up at the second half, and I've done that so far, so I just got to keep going.
You got points as a team in 4 straight games now. What's going right as a team as a whole?
Yeah, we're just working hard, and I think we've kind of found our chemistry with different guys playing different spots, and special teams have been pretty good so far, so we just got to keep going.
It's your draft year into the NHL. How much do you think about that?
I try not to think about it too much. I mean, it's always there and everyone's talking about it, but I just try and just keep focusing on the next day, just practicing hard, and then the games, just try and win every game as a team.
AJ, as you reflect back on this calendar year, of course, this being the last game of 2023, what are the things you're proudest of in your development?
Yeah, I mean, since coming to Windsor, and I know I got hurt last year, cut my season short, but I was able to make it back, and I just try and play a fast, physical, heavy game every time I'm out there, and just try and set my teammates up, whether it's a goal for them or a goal for me, and just try and win as a team.
Certainly made a big decision, football or hockey, and you came here to play hockey. What has surprised you the most about the OHL since you've come here?
Yeah, since I've came here, I mean, it's been everything that I expected it to be and more. I mean, the guys are great. Everyone was welcoming, and from the first day I got here, the coaches, staff, everyone on the staff, and just the teammates, it's been great. So I love it.
What are the parts of your game that you're most looking forward to working on in 2024?
Yeah, just my offense, because I have the speed. Just if I could keep working on my offense, I think I can create a lot of opportunities for myself, my teammates, and just the team. So got to keep working on that.
And as you study video and look at other wingers who have done a great job at the NHL level, who do you like studying the most to try to emulate in your game?
I think Tom Wilson. He plays like a really physical, hard game that nobody who plays against him wants to play against him. So I think I need to model my game and keep modeling my game after him, and guys will be scared of me. So.
You're never too old to play in the mud. The only thing that changes are the toys.
Liam, 6-5 loss to Sarnia in overtime, a team that you're chasing. You get a point, but you don't get the win. What'd you think of the game today?
Yeah, I thought, we gave up a lead a couple times, which is, it's not great, not what you want to see. But, we also fought back, and it was a tight game. A lot of penalties, a lot of, goals called back on both sides of the ice. So I think, the game could have gone both ways.
Was it tough to get into the game? Like, the officials made a lot of calls in the game. As a player, is it tough when penalties are being called constantly?
Yeah, I think short man and power play, they're two things that are, they either help you get in the game or they don't. And I think the most important thing is just staying positive on the bench, when we get a penalty, just being able to just, kill it off and,
Team has points in 4 straight games, playing better since the coaching change. Why do you think that is? What has gone right for this hockey club?
Yeah, I think the guys just have, realized that this is serious and we need to, work hard, and that's off the ice too and at practice. And I think our practices have been a lot better, and yeah, that's the result.
22 goals in 30 games. You scored again today. I think you always knew you were a goal scorer, but how much did you work on it in the offseason to make this jump this year?
Yeah, a lot. I think I hit forearms just about every day at the gym, so that helped a lot. But yeah, I think I've always been a shooter ever since minor hockey, and being able to bring that into the OHL is a pretty cool thing.
How are you dealing with the attention as this is your draft year?
I try not to focus on it. Obviously, the draft is a really cool thing, and you only get drafted once, but it's really important to keep your head down and keep working.
As you've worked on your shot, Liam, what parts of it are most important right now?
Just trying to get it off as quick as possible. The speed of my shot. You know, you look at someone like Austin Matthews, who's just able to take the puck, receive it, and release it like in a snap of a finger.
And on your read on the goal that you scored today, how'd that all come together on that play?
I saw open space down by the net, and Mancini made an unreal pass, and just a tap in for me. I didn't do much for that one.
On that, when you look at vision and being able to see those shooting lanes and ways that you can drive the net, how has that part of your game evolved over time?
Yeah, I think that just comes with playing in the league. I have a decent amount of games now, and I think I've become more confident and capable, and I can see the ice pretty well.
I know over the weekend you played against Zane Parekh there in Saginaw. You guys played minor hockey together. How much fun has it been to watch each of your games evolve over time?
Yeah, Zane Parek's a great guy, and I've known him for a while now, and he's been great ever since minor hockey. But I think he's taken a big step, and it's cool to play against him, and yeah, we have our laughs.
At this time of year, certainly the World Juniors going on. How much this year, especially with the games being in Europe, are you getting up early to watch Canada and following those games too?
Yeah, I mean, I love the World Juniors. They're so fun to watch. That's the next generation of players in the NHL, and those are guys I can watch and take notes from. And so I think I've been trying to watch every game.
Do you have a favorite World Junior memory that you've kept as something that's inspired you that you watched over the years in the past?
Not really. I mean, I didn't watch too much World Juniors growing up. I've really gotten into it the past couple of years, but I think, Shane Wright was my buddy, and, he came and played with his team, and he had that goal against Slovakia, I think it was 2 years ago, or last year, and that's a pretty cool thing.
What's the single best advice that you've gotten in your draft year that someone said as a good recommendation for you?
Just play with confidence. I think, it's a big thing to play with confidence, and as long as you have that as a talent, then you can get a lot done.
Speaking of the World Juniors, you've got a few Americans in the room. What are the side bets like? What's going on in the room between Canada and the U.S.?
We don't have any bets right now, but I think we might have to make one now.
Thanks. Happy New Year. Yeah. And Liam, happy birthday to you too.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Dan Gemus, CEO of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. When you think real estate in Windsor and Essex County, think of the Dan Gemus Team. We're here to help every step of the way. Learn more at dangemus.com.
Ryan, great start, not a great finish. Did you guys run out of gas? What happened there?
I mean, hockey's a 60-minute game, so you got to play a full 60, so I don't think we did that tonight.
It's a tough one to lose, right? Because it's a team that you're chasing in the standings?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to get this game, and, we obviously didn't, so we got to come Wednesday prepared.
Yeah, you play a Flint team, a team that you're also chasing for the final playoff spot. Looking ahead to that game, how big is that game for you guys?
I mean, just any game right now is huge for us. I think this coming up game's going to be a big one.
Ryan, you seem to be on a tear of late. You got a couple more goals today. What's working well for you?
I mean, I'm back to my old self. I mean, taking 8 months off didn't help me much, but yeah, I feel good.
You feel 100% healthy now?
Yeah.
We're turning the calendar on a old year and getting ready for a new year. When you look back at 2023, what stands out for you from a personal point of view, from a team point of view?
I just think we need to start getting some wins here. I mean, everyone just gotta buy in and just keep playing a full 60. That's how we're gonna win. he's a smart player. So I enjoy playing with him. We play well together. So yeah, it's good.
And Spacy as well, someone who certainly has played both football and hockey now in his career. How have you seen his game develop over the last year?
Yeah, I mean he's gotten a lot better since year one. He can skate, obviously, and if you give the puck to him, it's gonna get in the zone somehow.
With Coach Torres and his philosophy, how has that changed the way that your group has played since he's taken over?
I think it's getting a little better. It still can get sloppy as a team wise, but his points are being made, and I don't have a problem with anything so far. I like what's going on.
And with your adaptability as a forward, how much pride do you take on being able to play center or wing depending on the circumstance?
I don't really care. Millet's my centerman right now, so if he wants me to take a draw, I'll take it. It works pretty well for us.
You're never too old to play in the mud. The only thing that changes are the toys.
You got a point today, at least, but not the win that you were looking for. What'd you think of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we came out, moving our feet and getting on pucks, and then thought we kind of got away from that. Got kind of lazy and careless with the puck, I guess. But yeah, it was an unfortunate game today, and it was nice to get a point. But I think we definitely should have two.
How much of a factor was it that you played last night in overtime and you come right back and play an afternoon game, another one in overtime?
Yeah, obviously it's tough to back to back, but Sarnia had the same kind of schedule this weekend, so can't really use that as an excuse. But yeah, I mean it was a good crowd tonight that kind of gave us some energy, and yeah, it was nice.
You guys are still playing better hockey since the coaching change. What have you liked about the team's game in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I've liked our game for sure. I thought our compete level is just a lot better than before. We're always in every game, and any night can be a win for us. And yeah, I think our group's definitely taken a step overall.
Always around this time of year, people talk about the trade deadline. How much of that is a conversation in the room, and how much do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, guys kind of know what's coming up, but you're just focused on bringing it every day for whatever team you're on, and just focusing on our group that we have right now. And I think we have a special group here that compete every night, like I said, and yeah, we're just focused on what we have right now, and one day at a time.
When you think about 2023 as we close out the year, what stands out for you?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, it was kind of a quick first half of the year, I guess, but yeah, I'm just excited to go into the new year with with this team and continue to get better every day.
What do you hope for 2024?
Just more wins and climbing the rankings and get up in the standings and yeah.
Before the coaching change, you guys struggled on the road. Since then, you've been over 500, including 3 points this weekend. What do you attribute to that?
Yeah, I think I think our group's definitely dialed in, and just with our systems and stuff like that. And I think it's translated, at home or on the road. So yeah, I think we're just just been more ready for games, and it's been good.
Hi, I'm Dan Gemus, CEO of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. When you think real estate in Windsor and Essex County, think of the Dan Gemus Team. We're here to help every step of the way. Learn more at dangemus.com.